Welcome to CROCHET, the place for all your fashion needs on CROCHET.com and at CROCHET every social media platform. I hope you really enjoyed this New York Fashion Week content and make sure to stay tuned for part 2. You do not know how many videos I have filmed. Okay, I filmed 3. Right now, I am just ready to talk about New York Fashion Week because I should be posting it this Friday, but I have to post it on Monday just due to some scheduling and editing. But this will be posted on Monday and the rest is Friday and Monday. Oh my god, I literally have to close my eyes, I'm that tired. Okay, I'm okay now. Let's talk New York Fashion Week. I think we should start day 1 because why not? I'm talking about my favorite shows and moments from New York Fashion Week, so I am going to, of course, start with Marc Jacobs. I am looking at it right now, so, okay. Marc Jacobs has been, I don't want to say taking a break from the runway because obviously there have been Marc Jacobs shows, but you know, there's been a lot of rebranding and different stuff happening with Marc Jacobs that I am honestly a very big fan of. We all know this shoe. This has been all over the Marc Jacobs runway. I am just in awe of these shoes. They have become such a trend amongst, well, the people who can afford it. It's become such a trend amongst a lot of people. Oh my god, look at these shiny ones. Just their runway shows have been unbelievably beautiful. I've been showing a lot of them because I have just... Sorry, my ring light is in the way. This is why I don't show you guys it on my computer. But I have been just loving the Marc Jacobs show. I love the edge to it as well. I think that not only do the models have an edge and this look about them, but the clothing paired with the models just makes it even more out there and amazing. And they obviously do this very intentionally. Designers and brands that I talk about have an amazing team, including casting directors for models that will pair the models with their clothing based on their height, their look, their this or that. It's a process and I really enjoy Marc Jacobs because of that, and I'm very happy that Marc Jacobs is getting more and more popular again because I think that they really took, I don't want to say a downfall or something because they weren't that bad off or something like that, but they weren't really as big on our radar in terms of fashion as other brands have been for a little while, and now Marc Jacobs is starting to be one of those top brands that we look at in terms of fashion and the trend cycle and all of these other factors that I can get into at some other time. But I honestly guys, I have so much to say all the time, but I like to try and keep my videos compressed so that it is not too much. So mind you, like sometimes I don't say everything that comes to my mind because if I did, it would be hours and hours. I really can talk that much. Christian Siriano. I'm just gonna say it was like high glamour drama. I love this. You wanna know why? Because it is high glamour. It has fun silhouettes, puffiness, some different looks and styling to it. And these things are, like I explained in my couture versus ready to wear, this isn't exactly like couture or anything like that. I'm very sure that this was ready to wear, but like high fashion ready to wear. Mind you, sorry, I've been getting really confused recently. I think I need to eat, but I will eat after this video. Not that I'm promoting anything like that, but I'm just a little bit hungry, so I'm a bit out of it. But I do want to be as real as possible when I talk about fashion anyways. So yeah, that's reality. I'm hungry. I need to go eat after this. I need a little snacky and to work out, but yeah. But yeah, I really love the entire collection and designs, I think that there are always pieces in a collection that I don't exactly resonate with, but I can see how others would. And for the most, like, I think 95% of the show I loved, I was in love with. I personally, in my day-to-day life, like a lot of colors and details, and the only time I wear like solids and stuff like that is because like I'm in my house, no one's gonna see me and all that. But for the most part, I like patterns and all that. And I've also really been loving to see this new gothic style. Not new, but I've been seeing a lot more gothic styles in fashion and runway. So I like to see that, and especially paired with something more colorful and out there. Like, then that will always be a favorite of mine, because that's just what I resonate with and what I really truly love the most. Speaking of gothic, actually, all I have to say is the collection reminds me of serpents, of snakes. It has a gothic feel to it. It has detailing. It, for some reason, reminds me of Maleficent, the live action Maleficent movie. It's like an evil stepmother, if that even makes any sense. I enjoyed it. It looks very storytelling, in my opinion, and vampiric also. There's a lot of darkness to it, a lot of paleness at the same time. Because I'm looking at the pictures on my iPad, there's a lot of parts of the collection that look very, like I said, vampiric, but also with this little bit of a twist. Like I said, it feels very much like a story to me, like a story time. And they have these hand-beaded gothic fairy, like, maybe they're not hand-beaded, they are hand-beaded actually, I just read that, bottoms, and the entire set, it looks like sea foam, and that is exactly what they talk about, and that is why I like this collection. Actually, they may be my favorite collection of New York Fashion Week, because it was just so dreamy. And I love to see things that I like to see when a fashion design or a runway show makes you feel an emotion, because this makes me feel like I am watching a story unfold on a runway, which is what I always want to see from creators and designers. Obviously, pretty clothes are amazing, but when these clothes can be so artistic is what I really appreciate from Fashion Week and all of these other fashion shows and houses. And yeah, I just really enjoy seeing a lot of expression from these. I'm also watching the video of this, and even the video of this show for fall winter 23, it's just beautiful. It's amazing. The guests look great, but the show was just so great. Even the models, they just fit it so well, which, like I said, that is the entire job of the casting directors and the fashion designers. But yeah, I just really like this collection. I know I said I love colors, but they had colors in this too, but it's so like gothic and amazing and story, and even though it has this harshness to it in the way of like, oh, it's all black, I still feel that it was very drawn in, and it has a lot of creativity and fun storytelling. So that's why I enjoy it so much. Dion Lee, of course, was amazing. The Dion Lee show, while it is not my favorite, just because I love the other one so much, I like it because it's one of those ready-to-wears that is practical. There were a lot of great silhouettes and a lot of great pieces. The models walked it amazingly. Dion Lee has amazing pieces just in general, and I think they really work with trends, I guess, but they work with a lot of different patterns and silhouettes and shapes that I really enjoy. but it's not so much to where it's impractical or it looks like one of those ridiculous fashion things, because I know everyone likes to call certain runway things ridiculous because it is different and they are out there a lot of times. But like, for example, with Dion Lee, you can take a puffer and have this asymmetrical look to it, which I enjoy. It is still practical in some sense, it is fashionable, and it just makes sense. It's very like modern classic. I don't even know how to explain it, but all I'm saying is they are wonderful. There's a lot of different shapes, but for the most part, for the majority of it, it's like the palm tree dress. It is a different shape for a dress, but it is still practical enough so you know it's a dress, you know it is a part of a collection, and you know you can actually wear this. Some runway things, and again, this is ready to wear versus couture. The whole video, again, if you want to see that video, go watch it after this, but this is ready to wear, so it should be practical and beautiful and still different, which is what I really love. Not all ready to wear has to be simple, and not every runway show or fashion whatever you want to say, because like so many different parts of it, not everything has to be too extravagant. They meet you right in the middle with making pieces that are amazing to look at, that can be worn, and that set the tone. So yeah, for this one more designer, because I'm realizing I don't have time to talk about all of them unless I separate the videos, and I really don't like doing that, and I don't love to like go on and on and on. So I'm going to talk about the Coluna Strada show, Please Don't Eat My Friends. This wasn't really my favorite show, but it was a thought-provoking show, and that's what I really like to see. Another thing is, okay, so they used a lot of prosthetics on the models to make them look like certain types of animals. What I found interesting about that is I don't personally know what the designers were thinking based on the show, but when I see Please Don't Eat My Friends and it's a bunch of animals, I like to think it's about animal rights, veganism, something of the sort, if we want to narrow it down to a shorter meaning, even though there could be an even deeper meaning to this, which I don't really know. And you know, you can only take so much emotion and know so much about a person and design and all of that by reading an Instagram caption or something like that. I would love to sit down one day and really talk to the people who do these shows and fashion weeks. I think it would be so interesting. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The reason that stuck out to me is that it was different, and to be fair, I think that more people would have talked about the clothing and how much they enjoyed it if the prosthetics were not there, but it was still animal themed, you know? And I only say this because the only discussions I saw online or in comments about it was because of the prosthetics, and even I talked about it on the CarFab TikTok because I thought it was not just interesting, but also like low-key scary. The models were very expressive, which I always love expressive models, and it also creeped me out because they were acting like the animals that they were portraying. I guess I have mixed feelings about that. Usually I'm really into these expressive tones and shows, but this one did creep me out. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It definitely creeped me out. But it's still on my favorite list because I think that anyone who can make a show that is talked about and that has layers deserves to have the recognition. So yeah, I enjoyed the show for the clothing and the creativity behind it. However, the prosthetics and the way the models acted in the show did like creep me out a little bit. And being honest about that because like there's no reason not to. So yeah. I'm just gonna end the video here. I'm super hungry. I have to edit so many things today and tomorrow, which is actually going to be really fun. I like to say, like it's so much work, but like if I really get into it, because I'm trying to get more into editing in different ways. I don't really have a lot of editing software, so it kind of restricts me. But I'm gonna try my best to do all of that. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I really hope you enjoyed my video along with the other videos I have about beauty and fashion. This should be out Monday, which means that there will be a video out on Friday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense with the schedule. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye, Favs.